So when most people think of a sports drink, they think of the biggest option on the market, obviously Gatorade. Gatorade uses advertisements with sports stars like Serena Williams or Dwayne Wade to appeal to athletes. They also put apps on websites and apps that you use, like Instagram. These ads preach the importance of hydration, and how Gatorade is the best at doing it. Gatorade has gone from being dehydration's worst nightmare to being a manipulative industry giant.
Charlene Elliott gives a good example of Gatorade's misuse of their advertising power in her article, Grab Gatorade, Food Marketing, Regulation, and the Young Consumer. In 2012, Gatorade released a mobile game called Bolt, where you are a track runner and the instructions say to, quote, keep your performance high by avoiding water, and, quote, grab Gatorade to fill your fuel meter. That came, Elliott, pages 2,520 to 2,531. Quote, it encourages players to choose Gatorade over water, and it used celebrities to promote the consumption of a high-sugar, low-nutrient food. That came from Cohen's false claim, that also came from Elliott, pages 2,520 to 2,531. In Cohen's article, Sports Adverts Banned for False Claims, other sports drinks companies have been caught claiming that their sports drink was better at, quote, hydrating you, fueling you better than water. Cohen, page 24. This was later disproven by Oxford University's head for the Center of Evidence-Based Medicine, Carl Hennigan.
Now, Gatorade is a giant in the drink industry, bringing in $5 billion each year in the previous years. Now, some of this money is spent into developing newer, healthier drinks like Propel. But a lot of it is poured back into making more of the sugar-filled Gatorade. This money could be used for better research and development and better production.
Gatorade originated in Florida when, quote, the University of Florida researchers created Gatorade to help their struggling football team. They concocted a solution of water, sodium, sugar, monopotassium phosphate, and a dash of lemon, and they called it Gatorade. That was according to Why Do Athletes Drink Sports Drinks? A Learning Cycle to Explore the Concept of Osmosis by Brooke Carlson and Edmund A. Marilek, pages 48 to 52. In The Truth About Sports Drinks, Cohen informs us on Gatorade and other sports drinks' reliance on the advertisement against dehydration. According to Mowen and Sheriff's article, Dehydration and Rehydration in Competitive Sport, quote, dehydration impairs both physical and mental performance. Page 40.
All right, and here's the ad that we chose to show.
Gatorade, that's G.
Now this ad shows Gatorade as the fuel for a multitude of athletes in sports ranging from wheelchair basketball all the way to NASCAR racing. Now many of these athletes don't even probably drink Gatorade that often. Some only do it for a sponsor deal, but most understand that water is the best at hydration.
Gatorade's success stems from its past successes. It originated as an honest hydration booster in Florida and still maintains its attraction as an okay hydration. Gatorade and other sports drinks companies have advertised dehydration as terrible. They advertise it as probably the worst thing that could happen to a human. But on an average day, many people can still go out and do regular tasks and perform them at a high level, even if they are underhydrated.
Another thing that boosts any company's popularity is research. Big pieces of data and facts boost people's willingness to buy a product if they put it on the packaging. Recently, a lot of time and money has been poured into research of the sports drink. A large portion of this research was funded by Gatorade, which means that they made the guidelines fit what Gatorade was already doing, according to Cohen's article on page 21. When research is heavily funded, that generally makes it pretty inaccurate. Because Gatorade would be affected by negative findings from this research, they made sure that the findings were positive by funding the research. Otherwise, they would pull the funding if they made negative findings. Here's our video.
When I'm working hard, I reach for water because it keeps me hydrated no matter how hard I'm working. Unlike what companies like Gatorade will tell you, you don't actually need electrolytes. The American diet already has enough sodium, so the idea that you need extra sodium and other salts is actually bogus.
So the point of our anti-ad was kind of to do the same thing as a Gatorade ad, but kind of the opposite. Instead of, drink Gatorade, it's good for you, we chose to do water, because it actually is good for you. Now, Gatorade uses marketing to appeal to athletes and hard workers, so we tried to do the same in our ad.
So some realize that Gatorade lacks nutrition. These people just don't drink it. But a few people not drinking Gatorade can only do so much to a massive company like Gatorade. These people realize that water is better. Water is the best at hydration. After all, hydration is literally named after water. So it makes sense that it's the best at its job. Actually, water only has one ingredient: itself. Gatorade has a lot of ingredients, including lots of dyes and lots of sugar. Another thing, water is easily accessible for anyone. You could find it in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in one of the fountains out there. While Gatorade is, for a normal bottle, is about $2. Another thing, finally, water is everywhere, and it's free. Water is also necessary for life. While you could live off Gatorade, you would be ingesting an immense amount of sugar, which isn't really that healthy. So, also now our print ad, I kind of just explained a lot of it. Like I said, Gator's expensive, lots of unnecessary ingredients, lots of sugar. There's some 4 grams in each fluid ounce of it. And it's not as effective as it's portrayed. Water is easily accessible. It's only itself as its ingredient. It's practically free, and it's necessary for life.
Gatorade has established itself as a manipulative company, using its connections and past success to propel itself forward. Quote, Gatorade and the NATA united to declare the 11th of July the first annual National Recovery Day for high school athletes in the United States. This was to, quote, focus the attention of athletes on the importance of proper athletic recovery. Cohen, page 23. So the next time you feel thirsty or dehydrated, instead of reaching for the glorified colorful sugar water called Gatorade, drink some water. It's what your body would want.
Here's how we're excited, and thank you for listening.